Home.
Hello and welcome back to Jeopardy at Home. I am your host, per usual, Alec Winchell. It is an absolute pleasure to be back with you, and we're excited to have you along for the ride. I want to extend a thank you to all of our viewers for sticking with us during the 2-week hiatus that we just took. As you know, we sort of stepped away from the program to try and let the heat cool off a little bit. I am, of course, guilty of huge amounts of copyright infringement, and Jeopardy is obviously trademarked. Now, I assumed the authorities were coming after me, but I learned very quickly that they were not, that they simply didn't care at all. And on one hand, that's nice. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail. I would be eaten alive. But on the other hand, it was a very deep and meaningful insult to both me and the show. I take great pride on this. I've been rightfully accused of basing my entire self-worth on the number of comments on any given episode. So this was something I had to struggle with, something I had to handle, something I had to look inward and really reconcile with my sense of self-worth. And it took 10 days of intense meditation, serious reflection, and connecting to a higher power. But I was able to reach a state of transcendence, a sort of Jeopardy-driven nirvana. And a higher power spoke to me. And I am happy now, for the first time, to announce that the first Jeopardy at Home cult will soon be in full effect. We're excited to host events at local YMCAs and a couple virtual ongoings as well. That is right. The hand of God is now on our side, and Jeopardy is getting religious. But folks, you know what we have today. We have a competitive matchup with the previous champion and two GOATs who are ready to try and nibble at the edges. Let's go ahead and say hello to our contestants, potential future disciples of the Church of Trebek. We say hello first to Jonah. Jonah, you joined us from Los Angeles. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Sunny Los Angeles, no complaints.
I love to hear that. We also say hello to Cameron. Cameron, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Alec?
I'm doing well. I am excited. I'm infused with the spirit of a vicious god. And finally, we say hello to previous champion, Kingslayer, Will. Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Trebek. Good to be back.
We love to hear that. Let's go ahead and get to know these men a little bit before we dive into the board. Jonah, I can see just from looking at you that you've got a sort of luscious mane. It's reminiscent of a pretty serious religious figure of his own. Tell me, in what other ways are you similar to Jesus Christ?
I prefer not to wear shoes if I have the option. And lots of other Jews don't like me.
Fantastic. Cameron, a little fun fact about you, after a little cursory Google search, is that at only 11 years of age, you programmed your own drawing iPhone application. You even donated the proceeds to children in need. But we live in different times now. And while that is valiant, I have to ask you this. What is the application that today's 11-year-olds most really need?
Probably an American TikTok. It's kind of creepy.
I can get behind that. I think you're the man to do it. Will, last game before hiatus starts. It's a different world. You defeat Javi, who's on a 12-game win streak. Seems like he can't be beaten, and you narrowly eke it out. It was an impressive performance, and the hill only gets higher. In the past 2 weeks, I have, of course, transcended the mortal form and found God. How have you prepared for this matchup?
That's a good question, Trebek. I've also done a lot of meditation. I think meditation is really good for the head. I encourage any listeners out there that don't meditate to do it every morning. And additionally, I just prayed to God that Javi wasn't going to be facing me again. I woke up with nightmares a lot of the nights that I'd be seeing Javi as one of these three faces. But thank God he's not here.
He haunts us all. We'll see if Cameron and Jonah are up to the task. Let's go ahead, take a look at this board. 5 categories up, 5 categories down. Lost, founded, pandemic, world's oldest, and young people. Notice young in quotes there. That means that young will appear in the response.
Hey, Alec.
Yeah, Alec, I got kicked out.
Yeah, I got disconnected from the buzzer.
disconnect from the buzzer. Give me a hot sec.
It's probably because your monologue was so long.
That's probably true. 885188.
Could you say that again?
885188. Why is it so dark in my room? I don't know. Glory of God be with me. Also, if anyone is any sort of ordained minister willing to officiate marriages or any death-related ceremonies, go ahead, pop that in the chat. I will be. We've got Will, someone used my name, and then blank. Are all three of you in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blank. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Will, you meditated the most over the past 2 weeks, so you go ahead and excuse me. One last thing. Young, in quotes, it'll appear. Remember to respond in the form of a question. Will, let's get the show on the road.
Let's start it off with the young people for 400, Alex.
Okay. Jeffrey Lamar Williams, known by this name, is an American rapper known for Slime Season 2015. And that is Jonah buzzing in first.
Who is Young Thug?
Young Thug is correct. Can't tell you how difficult it is to tell you who's buzzing in. None of your names are your real names. Jonah, next clue.
Let's go Young People 600.
Okay. This Canadian singer-songwriter was a phenom in the 1960s with his band Crazy Horse. That's Jonah again, quickly.
Who is Neil Young?
That is correct. Got the hang of the category real fast.
Let's do Young People for 8.
This Hall of Fame MLB player has an award named after him that's given to the best pitchers every season. This time it's Will.
Who is Cy Young?
That is correct, Cy Young. Do we finish the category?
No, let's go to pandemic for 4.
I like that call. The 14th century plague, known by this colorful moniker, may have killed half of all Europeans at the time. And that is Cameron.
What is the Black Plague?
That is correct. Everybody on the board early on.
Let's do 600.
A virus known as the Spanish flu spread throughout the globe during this year, infecting a third of the world's total population. Everybody buzzes in on this, and it's Cameron first.
What is 1918?
1918 is correct. Flu of 1918. Cameron, where are we going?
Pandemic for 800.
Coronavirus has been the cause of multiple pandemics, including this illness first reported in the Middle East during 2012. Everybody in again. Will is first.
What is swine flu?
Swine flu is incorrect. The first wrong answer. I'm going to reset the buzzers in 3 seconds. Other two men are able to buzz in if they choose. The illness first reported in the Middle East, and that is Cameron buzzing in.
What is Middle East Respiratory Syndrome or MERS?
That is correct. MERS is the answer we're looking for there. Swine flu, very close. All right, Cameron, control is to
Not
you.
really.
Pandemic for 1,000.
All right, first big money item. America was faced with frequent outbreaks of polio during the 20th century until this virologist developed a vaccine. Will, to get in the positive.
Who is Polk?
That is incorrect. All right, either other player can buzz in. They have not yet. Oh, not quite correct. Looks like Jonah and Cameron will choose to avoid this. We're looking for Jonas Salk, not Polk. Very close there. All right, Cameron, we go back to you.
Let's do Lost for 400.
Okay. The 2004 Emmy-winning television drama Lost was co-created by this executive, who later worked on a Star Wars trilogy, and that is Cameron.
Who is J.J. Abrams?
That is correct. Cameron taking control of this board.
Let's do Lost for 600.
The Lost Boys are a ragtag crew of characters from this 1904 play that has been adapted many times since. Some interesting looks here. The first non-buzz in of the game, and the crew goes quiet on Peter Pan, looking for Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. Weird little children that he captures, is friends with. Okay, Cameron, back to you.
Let's do Lost for 800.
This group of American pioneers were migrating to California before being lost in the mountains and resorting to cannibalism. People playing cautious again. No one buzzes in here. And there ain't no party like a Donner Party, because a Donner Party is catered. Looking for Donner Party. Cameron, back to you.
Gotta close it out.
Art thieves robbed a Boston museum in 1990, stealing this Dutch master's only seascape painting. Interesting. Jonah buzzes in.
Who is Vermeer?
Vermeer. $1,000 up for grabs. That is incorrect. Either other contestant can choose to buzz in here. Dutch master's only seascape painting. That's Cameron buzzing in.
Who is Rembrandt?
Rembrandt is correct. Picks it up after Jonah gets close, and he's starting to pull away right now. 3,200. All right, new category, Jonah or Cameron.
Let's do founded for 400.
Okay. This founding father was known for his enormous signature on the Declaration of Independence. And that is Jonah.
John Hancock.
That is correct. Name means signature, sort of a weird legacy. Jonah, it's to you.
Let's go Young for 1,000.
Okay. Big money. Everybody needs this. He left Ohio State to was the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft. Will is first on this.
Who is Chase Young?
Chase Young is correct. Defensive end for the soon-to-be Washington something or others. Huge get right there. Back to 0, but in control of the board.
World's oldest for 1,000.
Okay, I like this strategy. There's no nonsense to be found at the world's oldest university still in operation, founded in this northern Italian city in 1088. We got to buzz in, and it is from Jonah.
I'm going to go with Bologna.
Bologna is the answer he comes up with. No nonsense to be found at the oldest university. That is correct. No Bologna there. Jonah with a huge get. Look at that. Yes, Bologna, the University of Bologna. Okay, Jonah, you're bored.
Let's go world's oldest 800.
Okay. He was the oldest person to assume the U.S. presidency at the age of 70 years, 220 days. And that is Jonah again.
Who is Reagan?
Reagan is incorrect. Definitely a geezer, but not quite geezer enough. Will buzzes in second.
Who is Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is correct. You'd never know it by listening to him talk, breathe, do anything, but he's actually old as hell. All right. Everybody's in the positive. Cameron's still up there. Will, where are we going?
Let's do founded for 1,000.
Okay. The world's newest country is this African state, founded in 2011. Jonah again on this big money item.
South Sudan.
South Sudan is correct. Founded in June, I think, of 2011. All right, 1,600 points in control. 4 clues left on the board.
Let's go founded 800.
Let's do it. The Black Panther Party was co-founded by this man, who was later assassinated in 1989. We have Cameron buzzing in first.
Who is Malcolm X?
Malcolm X is incorrect. We have a second buzz in. I'm going to defer to that now. Jonah has buzzed in.
Who is Fred Hampton?
That is also incorrect. Will, you have a chance to buzz in if you choose. No buzz in there. We're looking for Huey P. Newton. Huey P. Newton, who was assassinated in 1989. All right, 3 left. I believe we're back to Jonah.
Let's go founded 600.
This imperial European company, founded in 1602, had a private army of 260,000 men at the height of its power. Nobody buzzing in yet. Everybody playing it cautious. Does somebody make a misstep, or does somebody get some cash on their side? And no one buzzes in. We're looking for that classic company, the Dutch East India Trading Company. Classic. All right, 2 left on the board. Jonah, we go back to you. Still up for grabs.
Let's go 600.
This East Asian religion is considered to be the oldest surviving faith in the world. Everybody staying quiet for a minute, thinking about it. They got a couple options rumbling around in their head. Jonah buzzes in.
What is Zoroastrianism?
That is a good guess and an incorrect one. Jonah loses those points, but Cameron buzzes in.
What is Buddhism?
Buddhism is incorrect, which gives Will an opportunity to claw his way back in here. He says, no, he doesn't want it. Looking for basically the third option there, Hinduism. That's what we're looking for. Oldest surviving faith in the world, soon to be replaced in a matter of only a few thousand years.
I don't know about East Asian there, Alec.
Yeah.
People are telling me that India is not in East Asia. I'm furious with righteous indignation, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be right. It just has to be on the board. All right, final clue. See what we got. World's oldest. The top 10 list of oldest people is dominated by this gender, which has a higher expected lifespan. He needed it, and he buzzed in. Will.
What is male?
That is incorrect. Which means Jonah, who buzzed in second.
Female. Well,
Female is correct. The flip of a coin there. Tough. It would have put you with 1,200 final. But look at that. All right. Jonah finishes with 600. Cameron with 1,800. And Will with 400 in a hugely competitive game. Up and down all throughout. All right. You know what you've got to play around with for final. Let's take a look at the category. School supplies. So go ahead, write down your bet. Jonah, you got 600 points, dollars, who knows. Cameron, 1,800. Will, 400. Go ahead, give it a thinker. How well do you know school supplies? Are you an antisocial little child who read the backs of all of their little posters? Or are you well adjusted? Take a guess, which I was. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. 30 seconds on the board to think about and write down your answer. The logo for this popular children's glue brand, recognizable by its iconic orange cap, is a smiling bull. 30 seconds. And that is time. Hands down, we're going to start with Will. Impressive last game, 400 points to play around with today. What was your answer there? And what did you do?
I wagered 400 and I said Elmer's.
400 and Elmer's, that is correct. That little smiling cow, so delicious to eat up her glue. You ended with 800 total points. We move now to Jonah, 600. What did you wager?
I wagered 600.
Okay, you went all in. And what was your answer?
It was also Elmer's.
Okay, Elmer's. So 1,200 solid totals, but nothing could touch Cameron, who had that early lead, faltered a little bit, but pulled it out. Cameron, you had 1,800. What was your wager? Just a simple 100. And Elmer's, bada bing, bada boom, 1,900 points and a new champion, C-Money. Yes, he's in the house. Congratulations, Cameron. Excellent game. Good job to everybody. That was a tight match.
Thanks
for hosting, Alec.
Yeah, thanks, Alec.
I want to, before we say goodbye, this episode's running long. I don't know why. There was nothing long in the beginning of the show. I want to go to you, Will. You had a really interesting strategy. You jumped around into thousands. What was the thinking there?
Honestly, I just wanted to parallel my elder James Holzhauer. I know there's no daily doubles to actually use his probabilities for that, but I feel like it's a big D move to get all the thousands first.
Most definitely. Big time. BDE. Let's go to you. Very competitive. Not a lot. Everything that was missed in this game was a very close miss. Is there anything you thought you had, Jonah, you were surprised by?
I thought I had the Black Panther one. miss on the Fred Hampton, another, black socialist activist. Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, should have known.
Right.
Bobby Seale was New Haven, Yale history,
Dang nabbit. Cameron, congratulations. We will see you on Friday. We've got your competition set already. Excited to have you back. Do you want to try and scare off the competition at all?
I'm now up there in the leagues of Simone and Javi and Will himself. So just excited to be playing again.
Absolutely. We'll see you all back for the Tournament of Champions at some point. Will, great job. Great game taking down Javi. Everybody will see you on Friday.